Hello guys, in the last video I said that I will be analyzing 4 insurance companies. However, recent news has changed my mind. Instead of analyzing insurance companies, I will be analyzing 3 gaming companies in this video. In the next video, I'll analyze the 4 insurance companies which I previously mentioned to you. In this video, I'll be analyzing Take-Two Interactive Software, a game holding company, a company most well known for its GTA games. The second company is Electronic Arts, another game company known for games such as Sims, FIFA, Star Wars, and Battlefield. Lastly, I'll talk about Activision Blizzard, a game holding company most well known for Candy Crush, Overwatch, Call of Duty, and World of Warcraft. Now, let us begin by looking through their respective share price and their respective earnings. The first company, Take-Two Interactive Software, bet its third quarterly earning and its fourth quarterly earning from last year. They bet their first quarterly earning for this year, and unfortunately they missed their second quarterly earning for this year. And we do not have an earnings estimate for their third quarter this year. In terms of the share price, the company at the beginning of the pandemic was at 124, and it reached a peak of 207. The second company, Electronic Arts. Electronic Arts bet their third quarterly earning. They just missed their fourth quarterly earning this year. However, they did beat their first and second quarterly earning for this year. And their third quarterly earning estimate for this year is greater than their third quarterly earning estimate for last year. In terms of the share price, the company at the beginning of the pandemic was at 107, and it reached a peak of 143. Lastly, Activision bet its third quarterly earning this year. They missed their fourth quarterly earning this year, their fourth quarterly earning last year. They missed their first quarterly earning from this year. They missed their second, and unfortunately their third quarterly earning estimate for this year is lower than their third quarterly earning estimate from last year. In terms of the share price, the company at the beginning of the pandemic was at 58. It reached a peak of 97. Now let us discuss their respective financial statements. The first financial statement, Take-Two Interactive Software, did not experience much growth during this time period. The company increased their revenue by 500 million from 3 billion in 2020 to 3,504 million in 2022. However, income for the company decreased. Income in 2021 was 588 million and it fell to 418 million. Hopefully the company manages to bring back income to its 2021 figure. The last thing I'd like to talk about is their long-term assets. The company has their company's assets are too big. I'd like to see a decrease in long-term assets. They could sell the assets which no longer generate revenue. They could use the cash from these sales in order to reduce current liabilities. They could also use their cash reserves in order to reduce current liabilities. In any case, as it stands right now, their assets are too high compared to their income. And I'd like to see a decrease in assets. Other than that, their financial statement is good. However, there's no growth in it. There's no increase in profitability. It's a safe company. However, I'd like to see future growth. I'd like to see more profitability from this company. If they want to compete with their competition, then they need to find a way to increase their growth. Now let us move on to EA. Now, EA increased its revenue from 5,537 million in 2020 to 6,991 million in 2022. Unfortunately, their income fell drastically. Their income fell from 3 billion to 789 million in 2022. Now, this fall in income is linked to their massive investment activity. The company is performing a large investment, and this can be seen from their cash reserves and their long-term assets. In 2021, cash was at 8,647 million and it fell to 2,732 million in 2022. Now we can clearly see where all of that cash went. all of that cash went into long-term assets. Long-term assets rose from 6 billion to 9 billion in 2022. We can also see that the company's investment activity rose drastically from negative 1,357,000,000 to negative 2,804,000,000 in 2022. From all of this, we can see that the company is performing a massive investment, a very risky investment, and I would be careful with this company. The company has spent a lot of their money on this investment, and worst case scenario, if the investment fails, then the company's shareholders will need to pay for it. They will need to pay for the loss. Before thinking about investing in EA, I would first like to see profit come from their investment activity. For now, I would prefer to wait. We don't know where the investment went into. Perhaps there's something in their annual report. However, companies usually keep such stuff a secret. All we can do is wait, be careful, see how the investment works out for EA games. In any case, that is all I have to say about EA. Let us go on and let us talk about Activision. Activision has a very good financial statement. The company's revenue rose from 6,489,000,000 to 8,803,000,000 in 2022. Similarly, income rose from 1,500,000,000 to 2,699,000,000 in 2022. These are very impressive figures. Activision retained a lot of its revenue, and this improves their rating significantly. To explain this further, let us divide income by revenue. For example, in 2022, Activision retained 30.6% of its revenue. This is a very, very difficult thing to achieve. It gives them a significant advantage against competition, and it improves their result. It should be also pointed out that in previous years, Activision retained a similar percentage of revenue both in 2021 and in 2020, they retained similar levels of revenue. This indicates to me that Activision's management is doing a very good job of they're doing a very good job at financing the company, at improving the company, and this is a very good thing to see. In comparison to EA or to Take Interactive, if we were to divide income by revenue, in 2022, EA only managed to retain 11% of its revenue. To Take Interactive in 2022 managed to retain managed to only retain 12% of its revenue. On the other hand, Activision retained 30%. This is a staggering difference, and it places Activision immediately on a higher rating than its competition. It's difficult to say anything negative about the company. Their financial statement is excellent. Perhaps the company could reduce their long-term assets. This could potentially improve their financial statement. To what degree is highly debatable. Another thing they could do is provide dividends to shareholders in order to encourage investment. However, here again, how successful this move would be is yet again debatable. That is all I have to say really about Activision. Let us now go on to let us now rate all three of these companies. I am going to place Activision in the buy section. As I've said before, the company during this time period retained an impressive amount of revenue after deducting expenses. Overall, the company's financial statement is very good. The company is growing, it's increasing its profitability. The company can take more of its respective market for itself. It has the chance to do so. For that reason, I would recommend buying this company. Take-Two Interactive will be placed in the OK section. The company's financial statement is good. The company overall, it is a good financial statement. However, the company did not experience any growth. They did not improve their profitability during this time period. In order to maintain its competitiveness in its respective market, the company needs to find a way to increase its growth, a way to improve their profits. EA will be placed in the careful section. In previous years, their financial statement was good. However, I am concerned about their significant investment. I would like to see profits from this investment before I think about the purchase of this company. For those who are wondering, the reason why I have decided to analyze the gaming industry in this video and not the insurance sector. The reason is because I found out recently that Warren Buffett is now a major shareholder of Activision, if not the largest shareholder of Activision. Warren Buffett now owns 8% of Activision. That's $5 billion. It came as a surprise to me because in previous years, Warren Buffett avoided these kind of companies. He avoided electronic companies, gaming companies. So the fact that now he is a major, if not the biggest, shareholder of a gaming company is quite surprising news to me. And after looking at their financial statement, it doesn't surprise me any longer. Activision has a very impressive financial statement. And I would recommend buying it. In any case, that is all I have to say. In the next video, I'll be discussing the insurance sector. I'll be talking about Globe Life, Hartford, Lincoln, and finally, MetLife. I have not yet received an email from Laurel, so I will not be discussing their financial statement in next week. In any case, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe, and see you next time.